Good day, ma'am. My name is Katimay Pasos Lagapa, a BSHM2A, and to this video, I will be reporting the Chapter 2 entitled Theory of Organization in Business and Industry, Sound Practice and Fundamental Principles, Terminology in Business. Terminology in Business. A principle can be defined as a fundamental statement or truth providing a guide to thought or action. The fundamental statement applies to a series of phenomena under consideration and signifies what result to expect when the principle is applied. Hence, by means of principles of management, a manager can avoid a fundamental mistake in his work, and with justified confidence can reasonably foretell the result of many of his efforts. So meaning daw, sa business principles is something rules or policy nga mahimong guide para makahibaw tag mayuhon ba ang gibuhat or paghunahuna. Mao nang kanang principles of management magamit na sa mga manager nga makahibaw kung sakto ba ang ilang gihunahuna o gibuhat. There are certain principles of management that are reasonably well established, accepted, or used. They cover many facets of management. However, there are unknown and managerial areas of which new management principles have been established. These are to represent the challenge to future management research and to the discovery of principles applicable to these particular areas. So, ani is naa daw mga principles of management nga gisunod-sunod na o gigamit na jud pero nagyapoy part sa pag-management sa trabaho na walay principle pa na utang. Maong tungod ana pwede maka-create og management nga research para magamit sa future. Principles are basic yet are not absolute. They are not laws and they do not imply that the same identical result will occur in each set of circumstances that appear to be similar. In application of management, principles are flexible in that they should take into account particular, special, and changing conditions. Knowledge of a principle is helpful, but skills in its application is actually important. So, ang principle daw mao joy pinakaunod sa management. Pero dili ni siya nga mauna joy kanang sakto or fix na. Kay ang principle dili siya law maunay diktar. Kay kaning principle sa laing sitwasyon dili daw same ang result kung tahay mosunod ka ani nga sitwasyon na may time nga magkalahi-lahi dapat kamo mo-adapt ang mga principles. Maong ang knowledge o pagkahibaw importante mausad ang abilidad nga i-apply ni. Management, because of its dynamic nature and especially its creative aspect, probably will perpetuate imponderables in managerial knowledge and skill. But it should be emphasized that principles of management contribute tremendously toward the development of nucleus around which greater understanding, successful application, and future progress of management can be built. Principles are guides. They assist in the comprehension and application of management, but they are to be used carefully and discreetly. Attributes for the team organization. The word organization has been used to transmit a variety of meanings by various authors. A certain author, for instance, defines organization in the broad sense of collection of persons working together for a common purpose. Another equally known author employs the word organization to indicate a group of individuals who are cooperating willingly and effectively for a common end. Basic consideration in organization. The building of an effective organization requires the use of sound business judgment. So, from the different meanings given to the term organization, it can be gathered quite clearly that a certain school refers to emphasize the process rather than the relationship between the factors within which the process takes place. The other school of thought emphasizes the conception of an organization as the relationship between the various functions and factors, and within that relationship, the process takes place was desired. When we think of organization, therefore, we should have a clear mental picture of whether we are referring to the process or to the relationship. There are a multitude of factors bearing of making of decision. Thus, in developing any organization, the following considerations should be taken into account. First, there should be a clear and complete statement of the objectives. To attain objective, this must be clearly defined, then they must be balanced. Second, there should be a thorough analysis of the entire position surrounding the business. Once the purpose or objective has been clarified, all pertinent information on the business must be assembled. All possibly causes of action should be done by Third, the necessary function should be determined. Organization building requires the organizer to ascertain those functions which are considered most important and which will require the most attention. Number 4, the man best fitted of the work and to heed each depart of division should be detected. Picking the people to man the managerial position in our organization is a major job. The success of any enterprise will depend largely on the ability and skills of the executive who will run it. Underlying principles of organization. The foregoing considerations are considered on the basis of underlying principles. First, principle of objective. In starting any business enterprises or in the carrying of any activity by the concern as a whole or by any of its until a clear and a complete definition of the object is a prescribed. Second, the principle of analysis. Analysis is the act of breaking up a whole into its part so as to find out their nature, qualities, importance, and etc. Third, the principle of simplicity. All activities which are not absolutely necessary should be eliminated, and those retained should be handled in the simplest practical way. Fourth, the principle of functionalization. The organization should be built around the main function of the business and not around the individuals. Then fifth, The principles of departmentalization or departmentation. In a big organization, the scope of operation can be broad, thus necessitating departmentation to achieve a smoother flow of operation. C. The principles of centralization of authority and responsibility. There should be centralized executive control in the army and sometimes in the government. This is known as command authority. And lastly, the principle of limited span of executive control is a limiting factor on the number of organizational units and their arrangement is an organization structure. On the other hand, operative supervision tend to require more manual effort. The decisions required are not of high pioneering type contacts and are direct with subordinates, and the areas of operation are fairly well defined and limited. Under such conditions, span of control may be relatively greater than in the case of management members at high organization. These are application of principles, limiting factors in applying principles, need for sound organization methods, need for an organizational chart, and lastly, organizational manual. Such kinds of business is marked by the absence of coordination of activities. Thus, the following situation may come about. The sales department almost invariably considered its functions to consist solely of selling with no responsibility for cooperation with the manufacturing department. The manufacturing department, therefore, cannot plan its work according to any schedule of sales expectation, and it's forced to operate unevenly and inefficiently, resulting in a high cost, frequent labor turnover, and excessive manufacturing expenses. Likewise, the finance department is concerned solely with its own interests, and this absence of coordination may be carried on throughout the entire organization. Each department operates almost as a separate and distinct unit, ignoring other departments as if they are competitors rather than co-workers for a common purpose. How to diagnose organization? The big rage in organization development in recent years has been to wrap everybody up in some pre-packaged solution. But managers are not the same wherever they work. The organization itself makes a profound difference to the natures and problems of the men who are attempting to manage it. And that's all my report. Thank you.